Hello and welcome to Session 1, Positive Presence Introduced, of the Positive Presence for One program. I'm Catherine Osborne, President and CEO of Corporate Harmony, where we provide an enlightened approach to leadership and organizational development. I am also the author of the book, Corporate Harmony, the performance link for today's modern organization, and the upcoming book, Healthcare Harmony, Surviving and Thriving in the Line of Fire. If you want to know more about me, go to corporateharmony.ca, click on About Us, then click on Meet Catherine. This 24-session program is a compressed version of Corporate Harmony's Positive Presence Program Enterprise Model. For easier listening, each session is split in two by a slide of brainwave music. So if you need to stop after 15 or so minutes of listening, it is easy to do so, and then just as easy to pick up where you left off. The Positive Presence Program is an online train-the-trainer model for leadership and organizational transformation, at the heart of which is the skill of positive presence. And over the next 24 sessions, I will give you a very high-level view of what the skill of positive presence is and why it is so important for you in today's work environment. Positive presence is your natural ability to adjust and create a positive and energized mindset within yourself through conscious thought processes. Your skill level for positive presence depends on many things, but mostly it is developed through your life experiences to date and your level of self-awareness, and to some extent, your genetics. The skill of positive presence is very personal, and whatever level you are at today, at this very moment, is the perfect place for you to be right now. The field of neuroscience is a relatively new area of scientific study that began to formally organize in the 1960s. Since then, research coming forward about the workings of the human nervous system has exploded on a global scale, and most significantly, with the aid of neuroimaging technology, brain research is advancing in leaps and bounds. The findings coming forward from the neurosciences have huge implications for business organizations on a global scale. And in fact, these findings call for a gigantic shift in how the modern organization develops its employees, its leaders, and the overall organization in order to succeed in today's global knowledge-based economy. In the knowledge-based economy, it is the first time in human history that a hard day's work is not hard in the physical sense, but instead, it is the employee's brain that's being worked. It is their mind that is being employed. That being said, for today's organizations to succeed and thrive will depend on the ability of the collective working brainpower of their workforce to create and produce. Research has proven that the brain power needed for productivity and efficiency today will only occur when we are in a state of positive, emotional, electromagnetic, neurochemical energy. In other words, the emotional state needed for productivity, efficiency, and wellness is the same emotional state that we are in when we are joyous and happy. The research shows, in fact, that the greatest risk to productivity, to work relationships, and to overall wellness in today's workplace is negative energy. Building the skill of positive presence requires a focused self-awareness through which you learn to adjust and create a positive and energized mindset through conscious thought processes. The skill of positive presence is best learned through real-time on-the-job practice with work colleagues. Corporate Harmony's Positive Presence programs provides the collective workforce with protocols, exercises, and techniques that will lead every individual to a keener awareness of self, of others, of behavior habits, and most importantly, of human energy. And in doing so, a new organizational culture will develop, one that is collaborative, connected, and ready to grow. Your brain is an extremely powerful machine to which you hold the controls. Having control requires a keen self awareness into your emotional energy and your behavior and thought habits. It takes anywhere from 14 days to 8 weeks to rewire a healthy brain for a higher skill level. You rewire by continuous reading, writing, and reciting of information for creating a new thought and behavior habit. Tell yourself often, a learning mind is a healthy mind. I have had the privilege of personally watching this phenomena of rewiring with an entrepreneurial colleague who suffered a severe concussive brain injury and was deemed disabled. She honed her skill of positive presence and, in essence, she rewired her injured brain using conscious thought processes. She was able to rewire her damaged brain, wrought with uncontrollable anger, anxiety, depression, lethargy, hyperactivity, and attention deficit, to create a positive, controlled, and energized mindset that enabled her to re enter the workforce and return to living a full life. Every one of us has the ability to rewire through the neuroplasticity of our brain. And the fact that this ability does not diminish with age is a true gift of enlightenment. What's more, if a seriously injured brain can consciously be rewired, it makes sense that your healthy brain will rewire with ease. And in fact, the changes that occur using your skill of positive presence are actually a favored state of being for your brain, your mind, and really your overall well being. If nothing else, over the next 24 sessions, I want you to understand the idea of watching yourself. Dr. Dan Siegel, in his book Mindsight, The New Science of Personal Transformation, calls this capability mindsight, and it requires first and foremost the ability to be present in the moment, looking inward. This ability requires a focused awareness within oneself, and for most people, it takes a bit of practice and will require that you actually stop and consciously check in with yourself. As a human, you are made up of electromagnetic, neurochemical, emotional energy. And the physical body of who you are is just a wee piece within the energy body of who you really are. In essence, who you are is comprised of your physical body and the entire biofield that exists within you and around you. You are a continuous, unending flow of energy with a body of physical matter from which it flows. Our emotional energy flow is easily disrupted, but it can be reset using a very focused breathing exercise. So please, close your eyes, put both feet flat on the floor, and sit comfortably in your chair. Now, take a deep, deep inhalation. Fill up your lungs until they push your abdomen right out. 2, 3. Now slowly, slowly exhale every tiny bit of air and blow away every bit of your work responsibility for right now in this moment. 2, 3. I will count for your breath, but if you can't keep such a slow pace, just breathe as comfortable for you, understanding that the slower, the better, and it will come with practice. Now, take another very slow, deep, deep breath. 1. Relax. Drop your shoulders. 2. Feel the tenseness leave your hands, your arms, your face, your neck. And 3. Now, slowly, slowly exhale every tiny bit of air. And 1. Relax your chest, your abdomen, your hips. And 2. Your legs, your feet, your toes. And 3. Now again, take a deep, deep breath. 1. Fill up your lungs. 2. Until they push your abdomen right out. 3. Now slowly, slowly exhale every tiny bit of air and blow away every bit of your home life that is heavy on you. And 2. Allow yourself to feel peace right now in this moment. And 3. And now open your eyes. You have just done a natural reboot of your personal energy field, also known as your biofield, that flows beyond your physical body. This natural reboot exercise helps to bring you into coherence. It helps to bring you into the here and now, and it brings you back into the moment. We cannot discuss behavior without an awareness of our personal human energy because your behavior is, for the most part, the physical manifestation of your thoughts and feelings. It is the physical manifestation of your energy. This natural reboot takes about 3 minutes. It's an invaluable exercise to learn and practice as many times a day as you can. One of the key attributes necessary for developing awareness is your ability to focus. Some of us come pre-wired with a laser-like focus, but for most of us, our brains must be trained to focus. So your ability to quiet the mind chatter and focus in the moment, your ability to be present in the moment, is a huge accomplishment and one that may require a lot of practice. The skill of positive presence, your ability to adjust for and create a positive and energized mindset through conscious thought processes, requires a focused self-awareness for a new way of thinking and being. It is a way of thinking that focuses on improving the emotional energy flow within us and around us, at home, at work, and in our community. It is a purposeful way of thinking and behaving that brings us life and strengthens human relationships. And in the same way we exercise for physical strength and wellness, we must also exercise for mind strength and wellness. Welcome back for part 2 of session 1. When it comes to workplace behavior, we are all leaders because it is through our own personal behavior competency that we influence others. So you will hear a lot of talk around influential leadership and what it means to be an influential leader. Caring for self and others is a choice that is communicated by behavior. Caring behavior communicates compassion, trust, safety, and hope. Behavior is, for the most part, the physical manifestation of your thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings of compassion, trust, safety, and hope are made possible only through positive human energy. You cannot develop your behavior without an awareness of your personal human energy because your behavior is, for the most part, the physical manifestation of your thoughts and feelings. It is the physical manifestation of your human energy. Corporate Harmony's Positive Presence Program Enterprise Model is an intense interactive program for the development of positive presence behavior competencies. These behavior domains and principles are the proprietary work of Dr. Michael Frisina at the Center for Influential Leadership in South Carolina, USA. Dr. Frisina is an internationally recognized leadership expert, speaker, and author, developing leaders and organizational teams worldwide. His prestigious bio includes a career in healthcare administration, as well as consultant and advisor for leadership and ethics to top-ranking U.S. military officials. Dr. Frisina's programmatic, systematic methodology of behavior training and coaching has been used for leader and organization development worldwide, and I am privileged to be the sole Canadian representative, coach certified and endorsed by him to offer his complete program through online training. The Corporate Harmony Train the Trainer model provides a time-efficient and cost-effective methodology of real-time, on-the-job development of both the skill of positive presence and the positive presence behavior competencies. Life is a constant flow of events. Some events we experience are positive, and some are disruptive. How we respond to those events determines the outcomes we get in life and at work. And today's outcomes create tomorrow's events. The truth is that we don't always have control over the events we experience, but we always have control over how we respond. At the heart of influential leadership is our skill for response. Influential leadership enhances quality of work and quality of life because it strengthens our ability to manage the R in the equation. Influential leadership equips us with the behavior skills that enable us to respond effectively to the events we experience every day. The more significant the E, the more important the R. Big E's call for big R's. The influential leadership principles are the keys to self-management. They are the behavior skills, the personal disciplines that give us the ability and motivation to successfully manage our thoughts, feelings, and actions as we respond daily to the challenges, opportunities, and ever-changing circumstances of life and work. Quality of life and quality of work don't just happen. They are the result of strong behavior skills that produce effective self-management. Here's the bottom line. Circumstances don't determine success. Our success in life and at work is determined by how we respond to the circumstances. We want to maximize the R, the response, our response to every E, every single event in our life. And it can be anything. Every touch point with a customer is an E. Every interaction with a colleague is an E. Every interaction with your spouse or children is an E. Every critical to quality task in a process is an E. And every culture defining moment is an E. Leading through change requires managing the R effectively. The more positive energy your R creates within you and in others, the better your response is. The better you do the R, the more success you will have in the game of life. Influential leadership is a journey into the heart of performance. Influential leadership is not about abstract theories, get-rich-quick techniques, or hyped-up motivational strategies. Influential leadership focuses on the core disciplines, the behavior skills that give us the ability to live and work at our best. In response to the daily challenges of life, we sometimes settle for less than our best. At certain points, we make small but collectively significant compromises. We are a little lazy here, a little careless there, we neglect this, and we make excuses for that. The strategies and skills you will learn in influential leadership will help you improve your effectiveness in every dimension of your life. Our mission is to provide you with tools that will enable you to break through self-limiting barriers and experience higher levels of achievement and deeper levels of meaning in your life and in your work. At the heart of influential leadership is the principle that our behavior skills shape our quality of work and our quality of life. The behavior principles are critical to excellence in every sphere of life. They are essential to excellence and productivity on the job. They are also essential to effective parenting, a fulfilling marriage, healthy families, meaningful friendships, and responsible and supportive communities. Influential leadership provides tools that will enable us to handle life with skill. These are the three domains of the positive presence behavior competencies of influential leadership: self-awareness, collaboration, and connection. These are the organizational intangibles that are driven by the personal intangibles. Organizations that blossom and flourish are blessed with leaders who have an understanding of the fundamental principles of the influential leadership behavior domains: self-awareness, collaboration, and connection. These leaders also have the discipline to intentionally and purposefully apply the principles associated with these behavior domains on a daily basis and in every human relationship. Life is a constant flow of events. The life equation, as I like to call it, E plus R equals O, which is event plus response equals outcome. Some events we experience are positive, and some are disruptive and negative. How we respond to these events determines the outcomes we get in life and at work. And today's outcomes often create tomorrow's events. The truth is that we don't always have control over the events we experience, but we always have control over how we respond. How you choose to respond will affect how well you can perform your job and how easily you are able to create and maintain relationships at work. Ultimately, how you choose to respond will affect your overall personal wellness, your physical health, and your mind health. There are no shortcuts. In our age of instant gratification, many people are looking for simple solutions and the quick and easy way to achieve success. But there are no simple solutions. Achieving your best requires hard work, discipline, and time. Influential leadership is about closing the gap between what your life is and what it could be. So enjoy the discovery and embrace the journey. As a special bonus for this version of the Positive Presence for One program, we have included Corporate Harmony's full resources libraries of thought leaders for your benefit. This is by no means an exhaustive list, as there are many others to be found. For today's session, on your dedicated program page, please click on the bar that says Full Access in red and check out the 3 featured experts, Dr. Michael Frisina, Sharon Campbell-Raymond, and Dina Proctor. Acquiring the skill of positive presence and the positive presence behavior competencies is a slow and gentle process that begins with awareness, but it's also a process that must be dosed liberally with forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, as well as a good solid pinch of humor. Remember, the more time we spend in the positive, the greater our capacity for achieving peak performance, for building and maintaining good relationships, and for experiencing good health. So, my friends, take time to reflect and get ready for Session 2 and the journey of influential leadership.